This is Nate from the Sacramento Info-Bros. I want to talk about this giant Babylonian pyramid that's right in the middle of downtown Sacramento. I'm pretty new to Sacramento, so it's one of the first things I noticed. You could see it, as you're driving up I-5. It's on the west bank of the Sacramento River, right across the river from Old Town Sacramento, the old mining town, right across the river from downtown Sacramento, all the skyscrapers. And it's called the Ziggurat building. And if you read all the articles from back when it was built, all the articles from the Sacramento Business Journal, for example, they always make a mention, they make sure to mention that it is inspired by Babylonian and Akkadian ziggurats, which I think is kind of bizarre. It's just totally out of place. You can see, it's in the middle of Sacramento. What is the pyramid doing here? And so it was originally the western headquarters for the money store, which, if you look into that, I would characterize them as a predatory lending company. They would target people who are already in debt with high interest rate loans, etc. They eventually went out of business, which you might say they weren't successful, but I would disagree. I would say because the CEOs at the top, they made millions of dollars. Most of the employees, they had thousands of employees, they lost their jobs, but the people at the top, they were very successful. And Mark Turtletaub, he was the CEO. He actually went on to become a director, producer in Hollywood. So the CEO, Mark Turtletaub, he was actually the one who wanted the ziggurat design. He worked with the architects to make that happen, which I find interesting. Because he's supposedly a Jew. Why would a Jew want to work at the top of a Babylonian pyramid? The Jews were enslaved by the Babylonians for how long? So it suggests that maybe he's into the occult. Maybe, I don't know specifically. Maybe it's some kind of Western or Eastern mystery religion, Kabbalah. I don't know. Up at the top of the pyramid, there's this secret room, an inner sanctum. You open up this passageway in the wall, and there's this inner sanctum, and even within the inner sanctum, you have these little, what looks to me is like little chambers of reflection, the Masonic places where they would sit by themselves and reflect on their mortality, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
When Mark was working with Ed Cotto, the architect, he wanted to have an outer office and an inner office, sort of an outer sanctum and inner sanctum, if you will. The outer part would be what we're standing in now, where he would conduct business as usual and meet with his coworkers. And the inner sanctum would be just beyond this wall. And what looks like just a solid piece of cherry wood wall is actually a panel that opens to another room. We like to refer to this as the secret room, although it's not so much of a secret anymore.
The Hobbit room.
The first thing you'll notice in this room are the walls. You'll notice their curvature is very unusual. Here we are in the fabulous spiral staircase with the dinosaur backbone as it's emulated for. These are all hand-carved pieces of cherry wood done by a local artist that lead upstairs to the rest of the quiet room. And here we are in the upper part of the quiet room, and here is the quietest part of the quiet room. This was actually a nap room. It used to have a futon in there, so you could draw the blinds and have complete privacy for that afternoon nap.
And here's another look around the inner sanctum. From someone else. I don't know who this person is. It's just another video I found on YouTube. I don't know if someone who works there or what, but it shows you the bones up along the staircase, you know, representing death, of course. So it kind of shows you, you know, all the other furnishings have been taken out, so we don't know how the whole place was decorated, but that skeleton up the stairways is at least one thing that shows that death was a theme of that secret room. And so the architect, E.M. Cato, he is learned in the ways of feng shui, apparently, and it's also mentioned in the Sacramento Business Journal that the Ziggurat building is built according to the rules of feng shui, the principles of feng shui. So that's one more indication that Mark Turteltaub is into the you know, esoteric, occult, superstitions, whatever. I know I'm overgeneralizing here because I don't know, you know, all the details about his specific beliefs. I'm just showing you things that suggest that he's into something other than, you know, the Judaism. If you look at the other work by the architect E.M. Cato, nothing else, you know, screams Illuminati. It's just this one Ziggurat building. So it just shows you that it's, you know, it's geared towards the desires of Mark Turteltaub specifically. And, you know, look at these pictures of the Ziggurat at night. You know, it's all lit up. I don't think they light up anymore, but they, you know, they did at one point. And it's very odd place to stick a pyramid, you know, in the middle of downtown Sacramento. And it, you know, imagine if you're the CEO and you're sitting there, you know, every day you go to work, you work in the top of a pyramid. You know, what does that kind of tell you about your personality? Mark Turteltaub went on to produce and direct lots of movies. And there's one example that stuck out to me that he worked on was Gods Behaving Badly, which is about 12 Greco-Roman gods that were living today in modern times, and you know, I guess the main characters of the story interact with them. It just shows you, you know, more, you know, it suggests more pagan occult influence. There's a lot of occult, you know, neo-pagan symbolism throughout Sacramento. This is going to be my first of many videos, just from walking around, you know, the city council, downtown area, government buildings. There's a neo-pagan Illuminati type of stuff all over the place. And so subscribe and stay tuned for more videos along these lines. And you know, I just started looking into this pyramid, so I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts. You know, shoot me a message or leave a comment, your opinions. You think I'm looking, you know, am I looking into it too much? Is it just an innocent pyramid? Or do you think I'm on the right track? Is there some sort of deeper occult significance to it? This is Nate from Sacramento Info-Bros.
The movies we make at Big Beach are movies about human connection, and sometimes they go to dark places, sometimes they don't, but it's always about human connection and hopefully ultimately illuminating something about the human condition.
Yes, these men and their hypnotized followers call this a new order. It is not new, and it is not order.